some sort of celebration for some hero called the Chosen of Fate.
Talking about us? Alright. I did some account maintenance. I cleaned up my inventory. Did some crafting, blah blah blah. But anyway, now we are gonna go and head back to the way. So we have. Goodness. You startled me, sir. We have a dungeon down here, a boss fight down here. Really helping.
We can use this.
We can. Xander, how mad are you gonna be? Oh, never mind. It's iron. I want to go to that dungeon. Where is our dungeon? Must be back, like, around. Dude. Oh. Sorry. Things are kind of annoying. I want to go to the dungeon. Where is the dungeon? I want to play the bosses right now. I'm also very tired, but not tired enough to go to sleep. You beat my behemoth. Do you have any idea how expensive? Well, that was probably a cheat, right?
You see that? Could be useful.
I did see it, but we were a little late getting to it, and I didn't want to steal it from the guy. Ah! This way. This way. Dungeon! Dungeon run!
Why are all the writs for heavily guarded fetchers?
What?
I hope you don't work for my quarry. No, you don't look her type. Huh. I'd rather not have to do everything myself. How would you like to be a distraction? The Morag Tong are keen to see this writ taken care of, so there's plenty gold to share.
What would I be a distraction for?
The punishment of Luafan Romavel. She convinced those Commoner Tong scoundrels to take Argonian soldiers hostage and force the Ebonheart Pact to pay a large sum for their release. I'm here to ensure that her plan fails, and she never hatches another.
What do you want me to do?
You're a distraction and a secondary measure. We cannot let either Luafan or the soldiers remain in their current positions. Free the soldiers and do something to draw out Luafan. Sound an alarm, make noise, but leave the kill to me.
Alright, I'll free the Argonians and help you kill Lafian Ramavel.
With you providing a distraction, this writ just got significantly easier. Kimona Rune is just ahead. Are you ready to see what traitorous cretins like Luafan Romavel and the Commoner Tong can do?
Can you tell me more about him?
Well, aren't you demanding? She's an enterprising member of the Commoner Tong, a group of dark elf lowlifes. They believe in a lot of nonsense. The competitiveness of their smuggling prices, dark elf superiority, the security of Kimona Rune.
If the Kimona Tong is keeping the soldiers hostage, why does your writ focus on one dark elf?
It was her idea to capture the soldiers and threaten the entire Ebonheart Pact. Of course, she's the one I've been contracted to kill.
How does this threaten the Ebonheart Pact?
Think about it. How would you react if one of your allies held your soldiers hostage? That's why I incorporated releasing the prisoners into my plan. Is it a little more work? Yes. But in this instance, it's worth the effort.
Who are you?
All you need to know is that I'm an agent of the Morag Tong.
What are the Morag Tong?
You see the blades, do you not? I grant the fool unfortunate enough to become my target the long sleep. And before you ask, the Morag Tong aren't affiliated with the Commoner Tong.
So you only kill your target.
No reason to wet my blade with the blood of the unworthy. And I don't kill for money or superstitions like the Dark Brotherhood. Writs are issued to us by the Grand Master and sanctioned by the great houses.
So this is all legal?
Of course. It's a means of keeping the houses in check, if you will. The existence of the Morag Tong ensures peace is maintained. A writ is sanctioned, and we act. We do not get to choose. So the Grand Master decrees, so it will be done.
If you're one of the Morag Tong, if you're one of the Morag Tong, why do you need my help?
This writ bores me. I'm used to sneaking through entire armies or into well-guarded houses. Thugs pose no threats. With you in the mix, this writ could be interesting.
Right, so what is this place?
You mean you don't know? Why come out here then? Very well. It's a smuggler's den of the usual unsavory dreck. Are you familiar with the Commoner Tong?
Not at all.
They're criminals who hold on to archaic ideals. It's no coincidence they devised a plan to capture Argonians. Dark elves have a sordid history with certain races, and the Commoner Tong find pride where others see vile history.
So the Kimona Tong are xenophobic?
Quick to the draw, aren't you? They have foolishly short memories if they think the old ways are best.
You know where they're keeping the soldiers?
All I've been able to gather is that the prisoners are separated, and probably in different buildings around Kimona Rune. They may even be guarded. Try to make as much noise as possible. You are creating a diversion, after all.
Right. Sounds fun.
Remember, you're my distraction. Make a commotion in there.
Sure, love to. Sounds like fun.
What's wrong? Aren't you hungry?
going up this way. Maybe.
These smooth-skinned fools will regret capturing me.
Okay.
Heal me!
And that's done. What's next?
Sure, sir.
These dung beetles insulted me for the last time. Tied up with trolls.
Life in the Comanatog.
Scholarship. I can smell it from here.
The first thing that you have to know about the Govosadrin is that I am not a smuggler. I'm a tavern brawler. No one taught me what I know. I had to teach myself through lessons of blood and bruises. Lost a fair number of my own teeth before I figured out how to stop blocking fists with my mouth. There are some lessons I learned quickly, and a few which took much longer. We didn't have much growing up. A small hut with a dirt floor, and even though my parents worked our sorry plot of land all day long, there was never enough to go around. We lived in the Noirs in our own homestead, sleeping in the mud, working in it. Sometimes we even ate it when there wasn't enough food. Still, my parents were proud. They took nothing but ungrateful dirt and made it a home. So, when the old man made snide comments about my father and the hireling dared to look down on my mother, what was I supposed to do? Let their insults slide by unaddressed? No. I know how much work it takes to make a family, make a home. Without the help of the so-called great houses, not a single one of those over-fattened cushion sitters has the right to look down on us. I got into a fair number of scraps when I was young, had my arse handed to me more times than I care to count. But so long as those uppity zwits kept calling us Nawas, I kept fighting back. Mother said that words hurt worse than fits. Mother said that words hurt worse than fists. I heard a lot of words that hurt me, but you can be sure that my fists caused more pain. When the bad harvest came, Father fell into the shwama. Great big tankers of it, stank up the whole hut with the smell of sick after drinking too much. Mother didn't want to waste a single coin more than she had to. She went out and picked a whole bundle of bittergreen and ate it raw. We didn't find her until she was so cold she frosted over. All their effort, and what did they get us? A mother frozen to the dirt of her farm, and a father watering the land with the contents of his own stomach. They worked harder than Nawa and made us all live like them too. And for what? I suppose that was the last lesson my mother ever taught me. If you accept your lot in life, this world will kick you and mock you until you're dead. I like to say that I picked myself up and made myself... I'd like to say that I picked myself up and made something of myself quickly after that. I didn't. Remember how I said I was a tavern brawler? Well, I remembered my earlier scrapes with the low-ranking members of the great houses, and how good it was to get even with the fetchers who snubbed me. I went looking for more scrapes. I spent a long time fighting. My fists changed. I got better at knocking sense into the idiots who talked back to me. Met a good share of fetchers who threw better punches, but most of them belonged to some tong or another, so I didn't take it personally. I guess I started getting some notice. I developed a reputation as a tough fetcher myself, and that impressed some cutthroat fighters who approached me in the corner club one night. They offered to buy me a drink, but I refused. It's hard to swallow most alcohol when it smells like my father's vomit. That impressed them even more. They said I was just the sort they were looking to recruit. I thought they meant too smart to bribe, but now I know they were talking about all the brawling I did. They promised me steady work, a chance to travel, and enough gold to send my mother to Necrom for a proper burial. They also offered an opportunity to get back at the Nawas who ruined us. Why should I live the way I always lived, when the Nawa are dressed in finery and sleep on actual beds? Why should I work the land and cover myself in dirt and muck? I'm better than that. I deserve better than that. So I joined up with the Kamana Tong. And they were right. The pay is good. There's always work to do and ways to impress the right people. There's still more fights to get into and Nawa to beat, which is something I actually get to do these days. Never seen so many noses that needed bloodying, or so many attitudes that needed correcting. Eventually they all come to fear me, or at least they fear the pain my fists can bring. I'm respected here. I bagged a troll the other season, got an extra purse of gold for that, and took a short break to go visit my mother in Necrom. She was proud of me. She said I looked good, that I was finally eating enough. She didn't like the danger, but my parents never had the courage to fight back. They never knew how to take more than life than what they were given. I do. Mother said that words hurt more than fists. I've felt fist, and I've heard words. Neither can hurt me now. I've taught myself to take the pain and use it to make myself stronger. And even if something kills me, like that troll killed Nalara on the way back to Kamanra, at least I know I made myself better than how I started. Until I die, I'm going to keep taking what I deserve from this life. That's the Kamana Tong way. Let's see. I went the wrong direction, like always. I would normally let you be, but I was told to make a bunch of noise, so I'm going to kill you. Ooh. I don't know how to go. Oh, I see a way. Nope. Wait.
Found it! Don't you people ever clean up?
I need it.
That way. Go this way.
I thought I'd be tied up there for ages.
Where is that Swit? Doesn't she know how inconvenient this is? Where is it? Oh, there. That gong. Ring it. She has to come see why it sounded. Ring it, and I'll introduce Lewathan to my blades.
Intruders? What's going on here?
Finally. I'll meet you outside. Free the prisoners if you haven't already.
The blood gurgling was a nice effect. I liked it. But I am a wee bit lost on how to put that. Okay, well, this way to the boss. Might as well do the boss. Get that done. Boss, we found something strange and we're bringing it back with us. Ready one of the large pens in the corner. The mid-sized ones are usually reserved for swine, where Fanaza Rolls took that nasty stumble and broke her neck the other week. Nasty business that was. I'm surprised we covered as much of her as we did. Now about the thing we found, before you get too concerned, we did go to the labyrinthian like you said. The trolls didn't give us much trouble. They haven't for a while now. I think you'll like the look of the ones we're bringing back with us. Anyway, just as we were about to leave, we saw these huge rocks. They were covered in what looked like a mushroom of some sort, but the caps were firm. Oh, and they glowed blue. That's important. Lalim Valis thinks they're pretty, but I don't know. There's something about them that pricks my ears. They look like gold. Now, I wouldn't suggest we just put some rocks in a pen, not when we can go with the rest of the cargo, but I get the feeling there's something strange going on with the rocks. Like they could be eggs or something. They didn't just form in labyrinthian, is what I'm saying. And those bugs were back, the big curly ones I told you about last time. Tetris Ramori says they're called Chorus. He thinks they're trainable. Either way, we're bringing some of them back with us. The trolls don't seem to care about the rocks, so we think we won't break them before we get back. Hope this brings in a good enough profit that you'll consider forgetting the mishap last week. I really hope you didn't bring them. I mean, clearly you did.
creature! Attack! I didn't mean me!
How invigorating! Not a young man.
I just wasted that. It curled up in a little ball. Oh, yeah, big baby. Yeah, big crybaby. See it. Up to. So if I had to guess, this way, and across this way.
Hostilities onward and upward.
Dude, if you're gonna practice archery, point at something that's not so close to your little face. Yes.
captured by a dark elf, then freed by one. Do you think I'm just going to ignore the...
I don't care what you do, as long as you don't mention my part in it.
Hi again.
I don't know how that sergeant knew about my involvement. I hoped having you free them would rid me of this inconvenience. Still, despite this unfortunate turn of events, I ended Luafin, and you followed directions well.
I thought you needed me to free them to cause a distraction.
Why can't both be true? I told you what you needed to know, but yes, I hoped the soldiers would know only your face. Still, I promised you a reward. Take it. We should part ways before we attract any more unwanted attention.
Okay.
Now, it's off to Necrom for me. Don't be offended, but I hope I don't see you there. Not for a writ, anyway.
What are you going to do in Necrom?
You know which organization I belong to and what I do for them. Surely the answer to your question is obvious. I don't know the specifics yet, but I'll find more details once I'm there.
What about the Argonian soldiers?
Now, why in oblivion are you worried about them? They're soldiers. They know how to fend for themselves and how to find their commanders. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Why did you ask them not to mention your involvement?
We did our part and freed them from the Commander Tong's grasp. The root of the problem has been solved. If they talk about either of us, then this nuisance may become a much larger mess. And as of right now, it's a mess that I do not have to clean.
Okay.
Decisions to make. We were taken against the pact, but ruffians and vagabonds never care for treaties. I have much to think on.
Do you know what you'll say?
I must either lie about our whereabouts and say that we were lost, or tell the truth and become embroiled in potential political machinations. Neither is appealing.
How did you get captured?
We weren't captured. We were kidnapped. Those dry scales came into our camp, stamped out our fire, and brought us here under the cover of night. They're cowards. They planned to ransom us. I'm not surprised an assassin was sent to deal with them.
Did you know Asher was coming?
So that's the assassin's name. No, we had no idea anyone was sent. But I knew those thugs' plan would attract the pact leader's anger. I'm sure some of the great houses know what happened here, but Asher asked me not to include it in my report.
Why would he do that?
You'd have to ask him that. I'll have plenty of time to think about his request. Those dry scales may have kept us bound, but no one ties our tongues against our will. Whatever my report, it'll be what we want, not what Asher decrees.
The faster we head back to the others, the faster we're away from this place. It makes my scales itch worse than bog mites.
We'll set off as soon as the feeling returns to our legs. Not sure what we'll say about our absence. Gamal's is the one who has to make the report. Feel bad for her.
Right.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I just want to be your friend. Oh, over here! Help me tame this aylet. I always wanted one as a pet, but my family said they're too dangerous. They love eating, but I forgot what their favorite food is. I brought a sweet torchbug treacle and a sour scrib jelly sujama. Oh, why don't you help me choose? You'll make the right choice. I know it. Sour? Well, that makes sense. It's delicious. Here, my toothy friend. This sour delight is just for you. Uh-oh. Maybe he actually has a sweet tooth.
I'm very sorry. That was unfortunate, right?
Someday you'll make something surprising with that.
Oh, he says nothing about the chick that I just killed. Or got killed. Though knowing the game, it probably wouldn't have mattered which one I picked. I probably would have both killed her, but I don't know.